Here's your wrestling news for May 31st, 2023, and we're kicking off today with WWE NXT as the fallout show from last weekend's Battleground event saw an influx of main roster talent. During the show, a tag team match saw NXT North American champion Wes Lee and Tyler Bate defeat Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler of the Dyad, but their celebration was short-lived. Post-match, the winners were attacked by Joe Gacy, and this attack would have continued had Mustafa Ali not shown up to run him off. This segment ended with Ali standing tall with Lee and Bate, and his appearances on NXT comes not long after we reported that a move to the Gold brand was being considered for the Retribution alum. Fans had to wait until the main event of the show to see another main roster talent show up, as in the closing match of the night, Carmelo Hayes retained the NXT Championship against Noam Dar. This was arguably Dar's best match since coming to NXT, but after Hayes' victory, he was attacked by Baron Corbin, who laid out the champ with an emphatic end of days. Corbin has been suffering from a losing streak in recent months and is yet to win a match on TV in 2023, and also went unpicked during the recent WWE draft and remains a free agent. For many superstars, a return to NXT has done them wonders. Just ask the likes of Finn Balor and Mandy Rose, and perhaps this will be the same for Corbin now that he's going to be on Tuesday nights. With Corbin holding the NXT title to end the show, all signs are pointing to a title match, likely at NXT Great American Bash. And what do you think to Ali and Corbin in NXT? Sound off in the comments. For months, the NXT women's division has been plagued by a mystery attacker who has been ambushing talent in the Performance Center parking lot and in front of crowds. Nikita Lyons, Sol Ruca, Wendy Chu, Danny Palmer, and Roxanne Perez, and after much speculation, we now have our answer as to who is behind these attacks. During this week's NXT, Palmer appeared and demanded the attacker reveal themselves, and while a video played recapping the storyline, the masked assailant struck once again. After attacking Palmer, the mystery person revealed themselves to be Blair Davenport, who hasn't been seen on NXT TV in months. Last we saw of Davenport was back in late 2022, when she was part of the triple threat title unification match for the NXT and NXT UK Women's Championships. It's interesting that Davenport was revealed, as she was mentioned during a recent NXT conference call, and typically WWE avoids bringing up talent who they want to keep as a surprise. Nevertheless, Blair Davenport is the one who has been behind these attacks all along, and are you pleased with this reveal? Or would you have chosen somebody else as this mystery attacker? Earlier this month, Mercedes Mone was all set to become the first ever New Japan Strong Women's Champion until a mid-match injury forced the CEO of the division to call an audible. After the last second call for Willow Nightingale to win the gold, it was reported that Mone had suffered what is believed to be a broken ankle, but we now have an update on her condition. In a new report, Fightful Select confirmed reports that Mone was scheduled to win the gold, and even went as far as to say the entire title was designed in the first place with her in mind. It is also reported that after closer examination, New Japan is under the impression that the injury that Mercedes sustained was a severe sprain without a break, which will heal faster than a break. With that said, some close to Mone have said that her ankle is definitely sprained, and there is a good chance of a break, and after the title match, her ankle was just too swollen to know for sure. Mercedes was said to have been in a ton of pain after the match, and was helped through the back by WWE superstar Tamina and others, and it remains unclear when she'll wrestle again. If Mone suffered a sprain and not a breakage, then she could be a part of AEW's Forbidden Door plans as rumored, and whatever the case may be, we're wishing her a speedy recovery. AEW news now, as Double or Nothing was the latest major event from Tony Khan's company, but the show seriously struggled when it comes to moving tickets. Unlike Double or Nothing 2019 or 2022, this year's event failed to sell out the T-Mobile Arena, and there's been plenty of images of empty seats despite AEW's best efforts to move tickets. Obviously, having dozens, if not hundreds of empty seats is hardly a good look for Tony Khan, and this hasn't gone unnoticed by Pat McAfee. During his show, the ESPN broadcaster spoke on the topic of the perils of not using the hard cam, saying fans can see poor attendances, and joked that AEW learned the hard way last weekend. AEW is set to have a monumental summer with Forbidden Door, AEW Collision, the return of CM Punk, and AEW All In, but Double or Nothing hardly bodes well for the All Elite promotion. Not only did AEW Double or Nothing not sell too well, but those fans who attended the event weren't entirely invested in what they were seeing in the ring. We've already reported that several fans had to be kicked out of the show for rowdiness, and one fan was far more interested in what WWE had to offer. In a clip that quickly went viral, a fan at Double or Nothing could be seen watching NXT Battleground, which was airing at the same time, and it seems someone in WWE took notice. During this week's weaponized steel cage match between Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, the NXT commentary team sold how good the match was, noting that nobody was on their phones. Later in the show, Axiom was seen watching something on his phone, and when joined by Reggie, the Cirque du Soleil alum, said, "Tell me you're watching Battleground." While NXT didn't mention AEW or Double or Nothing, fans immediately realized what these comments were referencing, and we wonder if AEW will have any kind of retort on Dynamite. It was in February that Trish Stratus made her return to WWE, and she's been around for much longer than fans expected. While many predicted that WrestleMania 39 would mark the end of her return, the Hall of Famer has stuck around ever since and is even expected to be competing later this year. Trish was even part of the 2023 draft, being selected by Raw, and PW Insider reports that Stratus will be appearing regularly on Raw moving forward. The reasoning backstage is that the 7-time women's champion is always a ratings draw, and that her alliance with Zoe Stark will help elevate the recently called-up superstar. While some had suspected that their partnership was done so that Stark would appear as Trish's proxy in her absence, that isn't the case, and Trish will be appearing as often as possible. It was not long after her return that reports came out of a match between Stratus and Becky Lynch for SummerSlam, and expect to see plenty of the Hall of Famer between now and then. Since his WWE contract expired last December, Bill Goldberg has been on the hunt for one final match and has had multiple companies reach out to him. So far, nobody has been named as the last opponent Goldberg will ever step in the ring with, but now Ryback Reeves wants a part of the Hall of Famer. In a tweet, the former WWE star said he will be cleared to wrestle this summer and challenged Goldberg to a retirement match, but so far has not received any response from Bill himself. While the two have never faced off, Ryback was on the receiving end of plenty of Goldberg chants during his WWE career, and it was mere months after his departure that Goldberg returned. While Ryback is eager for the match, the fans aren't as excited, as Ryback recently brought back his poll asking fans what he should do next, and as you probably guessed, the majority called on him to retire. Ryback hasn't wrestled in years but is eager to step in the ring with Goldberg, and is this a match that you're interested in seeing? And we're ending today with Cody Rhodes, who has proven to be a hit with WWE fans ever since his return to the promotion in April of last year. WWE has been booking Rhodes very prominently since then, and not even a torn pectoral or his shocking loss at WrestleMania can dampen his momentum, especially when it comes to his merch. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful reports that Cody currently tops WWE's merchandise sales charts, which he's been doing for some time. The only break from his dominance was when Raw came to Boston, as John Cena merch outsold him as expected, but Cody Rhodes is doing very well both on TV and when it comes to merch.